Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Rita Fleming, and let's just take a moment to connect in with each other. So go ahead and turn next to somebody in the Zoom and just say thank you for being here. I know we're on mute, but let's connect in with each other. Reagan, so good to see you.
What's up, Rita?
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for
Thank
being
you.
here.
Absolutely.
Yay. So today we wanted to open up this conversation about beauty within. And beauty within means so many different things, and it's going to mean something different to you listening than it does to me. But to me, beauty within is really about reclaiming our wholeness and accepting parts of ourselves and accepting parts of our lives that maybe we've rejected. And so I want to start by sharing a story with you. And it's from when I was 16, but this memory really impacts me and encompasses a lot of what beauty within means to me. So I remember being 16, we were in the high school bathroom, and I saw my friend lift up her shirt and grab her thighs and just suck in her belly. And I'll never forget the look of disgust that she gave herself and the rejection that she gave herself. And it broke my heart. It really did, because she lit up a room. She was an amazing human being. And I just wish she could have seen how I saw her. I wish she could have seen herself through my eyes, because she was a strong, athletic, smart human being that just had so much to offer the world. But she didn't see that. And in her own eyes, she believed that she wasn't good enough. And so from that experience, it really impacted me, because wherever she saw imperfection, I saw strength, and I saw something that she had that was so amazing to offer that couldn't be put into a little box. And anytime she would look in the mirror, I'd watch her deflate and her shoulders would collapse and her chest would sink in. And so beauty within is really a reclamation of ourselves, of our natural born beauty. And it's really about not measuring ourselves against external standards, because nothing outside of us and no one, determines our worth, not our success, not our clothes, not our weight. None of this can be touched by the strength and the beauty and the resilience that each and every one of us have. So in Beauty Within, we're just going to be having a conversation and getting to know that part of ourselves, that's radiant, and that sometimes we keep boxed up because maybe we're afraid if we let that brightness out, that brilliance out, if we really shine at our full capacity, sometimes we don't feel like we'll be accepted. So this is really about having the courage to face all of ourselves with unconditional love. And I want to open it up to my friend, Georgiana, who was a big inspiration in doing this collaboration together, to share a bit of her story. And then we'll dive into this program and all that it encompasses. So, Georgiana, I want to pass it off to you.
Thanks so much, Rita. So excited that we have this conversation, and the story that you shared is very inspiring, and I resonate with parts of it. It's so important that we have these conversations out loud and share our stories. And I want to share from a time in my life when I also felt like I lost connection with myself. As I was looking in the mirror, I didn't like, and I judged how I looked. And there was a time almost that I went through such a stressful time that I was not recognizing myself. And I started comparing and wanting to go back to that version of me when I felt more vibrant and more beautiful, and living my life in flow. And I remember thinking that, it's just a period of time that I'll go through, and I'll be able to go back to that version of me, that best version of me as I was thinking at that time. And this was indeed during a period of intense work and life transitions, career transition, especially. I was in a demanding corporate career while also pursuing my studies and calling for natural health, which has always been a deep passion for me. But in that process, there was a lot of personal development and sacrifices that I had to make to balance work with family responsibilities and being a mother. So I didn't have as much time for self-care. And then I got to a point of severe depletion and burnout. I was feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally depleted. And that reflected in how I looked and how I felt. And I started to, have noticed a lot of gray hair all of a sudden, hair loss as well, and signs of aging. And so it can be really scary what stress and burnout can do to our health and appearance. And yeah, no matter how healthy we eat, sometimes, if that's my realization, at least, if we're not really careful to pay attention to self-care and taking time off, it can really take a toll on our appearance as well. And it was also a time uh, where I felt like I lost my freedom as well, as the world was changing, and we all remember that restricted time I went through, and I didn't have a chance to do the things that really bring me joy and fuel my soul. I love dance. I love breathing meditations and other practices that I was doing before that gave me an opportunity to reduce stress and take care of my spirit and emotional well-being. And I didn't realize how much these practices meant for me until I stopped being too busy with work and studying and family responsibilities. So having an embodiment and self-care practice that cultivates my energy and bring me from my head down into my body is very important to me. So now, as I started I started to focus on this and did the Beauty Within program, and that included nutrition, focusing on my nutrition, but also making part of my daily practice to take time to for myself to even breathe for 15 minutes consciously, go out for a walk or hike in nature, and incorporate more movement daily. um, because I believe our well-being is not only what we nourish our bodies with, the most nutrient dense foods we can, but also taking care of our mind and spirit and how we feel from the inside out. And this is what beauty within to me means, in having this radiance and energy that is felt and cultivating this from within. And the biggest lesson I learned in this process, and I had a healing point when I realized actually that I had to let go of this idea or belief and shift my belief. There's no past version of me that I really need to get back to, and stop living for what could have been, but accept, live with self-acceptance of what it is, because life is about moving forward. And I also realized how much I had to let go of my perfectionistic tendencies and, being overachieving, self-judgment of how I looked, and more self-acceptance, being more compassionate with myself, and most importantly, giving myself permission to not feel guilty, to prioritize my time for self-care, because nobody will prioritize that for me but myself. As women in our family and relationships, we tend to give a lot sometimes, and sometimes we may not. We may feel guilty for taking the time for ourselves, and I feel like the way that I overcame any shame or guilt around radical self-care, as I like to call it, is by developing this relationship with myself and honoring my well-being needs. eating the most vibrant foods and superfoods, and keeping my vibration high, taking care of my own energy and happiness, because I know it affects my family as well and everybody around me. And yeah, nobody gets to determine what is important to ourselves but ourselves. And our worth, beauty, and grace is already inside of us. We just need to really tap in what's already there. And it's up to us to cultivate this from within, taking this time for self-care. I definitely learned my lesson, and I also believe it's our responsibility to do our best, to feel our best, and we cannot rely on others to do that for us. And yeah, we are our own best advocates and healers, and we have tremendous power to heal ourselves, and also extend this to our children and families. That's why I resonate and I love being part of a great community, a great mission, and to do this together, to this transformation, to uplift each other, to transform our health, nourish our bodies with nutrient dense living foods that naturally support our beauty from the inside out, and really working from there, because I feel like that's the foundation. Our health is the foundation for our beauty. Yeah, it's and since I experienced a lot of hair loss, I've been focusing on the regeneration of my hair. And after starting this Beauty Within program, which includes the collagen superfoods blend, which I love because it supports our body's natural collagen production, and it has amazing herbs, to support hair growth and circulation. And yeah, besides that, I also noticed a lot more energy, less brain fog, and it just tastes amazing and digests really well. And it's amazing for our gut health, which I think is so important to create that beauty and health from the inside out. And so, yeah, this is. I'm glad to open up and share about this time in my life that I became more self-conscious, but at the same time consciously work on this beauty within, with the nutrition being the foundation, but also including this self-care that I think is so important to prioritize, and not catch ourselves before it becomes too late, that we wake up with feeling burned out. I think that's important. It can happen to any of us. We have so many responsibilities, and another aspect I love is being in community. I find it so helpful in doing this together. So that's why I'm really excited.
Thank you so much, Georgiana. And I really resonate with your story. Drop a 1 if any of you have ever experienced a time of burnout in your life or depletion, or a 2 in the comments if you've put yourself on the back burner, maybe even felt guilty for resting or taking the time for yourself or to care for your needs. I think I know I've been there. So thank you for sharing your story. And I'm so glad this program that we're going to dive into today and explore and explain more about, was so helpful for you, and coming back to yourself and re-energizing and nourishing yourself. And the goal here is that we can show up for ourselves at the deepest level, including at the cellular level, so that we can show up for our passions, for our dreams, have energy for the things that we love, and for our families and our community and our relationships. So thank you. And I want to take a moment to share a little bit more in depth of my story as well, because I can really relate to you and so much of what you shared. And, many people know me as an athlete and as an entrepreneur who has impacted thousands of lives. And I'm so honored that I've been able to help, women and families to transform their lives and create generational health and peace and purpose. But there was a time in my life when I forgot my worthiness, when I forgot my gifts, I forgot my strengths. And I also compared myself to the athlete that I once was. And when I looked in the mirror, I also didn't recognize myself. And I didn't love the woman that I saw in the mirror. I didn't accept her. I judged her really harshly compared to who she once was. And the reason for that is, 2011 was a season in my life when I felt broken and I was putting the pieces back together again after being in a relationship that didn't serve me. And I had abandoned myself for someone else's dreams, someone else's happiness. And in the process, I became really miserable. So drop a 3 if anyone has ever experienced that or been in a similar situation. And on top of that, I found that, I was 40 pounds overweight and I was in chronic pain from a car accident that I'd been in 6 years earlier. And the accident felt like it was yesterday because I held so much of that pain and trauma in my body, in my cells. And I went from feeling really alive to feeling numb inside, from being one of the fastest girls in the state to walking with a limp, and from believing that I could do anything and be anyone to struggling to find purpose. And I went to bed at 8 o'clock at night because I couldn't face the pain and the inflammation for one more moment. And so I went from, lighting up a room to swallowing my tears back. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. And when I looked in the mirror, I saw someone who had lost her dreams. I saw someone who didn't live up to her potential. And I was embarrassed by her because I knew what she was capable of. And I knew what she was made of. And I knew how strong she was. And she could turn mud into gold, but somehow I couldn't find that woman anywhere. And so beauty within is the lifeline that I needed when life became too heavy to hold. And after 3 days of adding these nutrient-dense foods in my body, the lights came on. And after 90 days, I came home to myself. And it was the first time that I felt like myself in 15 years. And I could finally breathe. And after 3 months, I signed up for my first 5K race. And I got 8th place off the couch. And I felt like I could have run all day long. And I wasn't even tired the next day. My recovery was amazing. And so beauty within was my second chance at life and my second chance at my dreams. And through this process, I learned to never give up on myself and to keep trying, because there's always a solution to what we're seeking, even if at times it feels impossible. And I learned that our bodies can do incredible things when we give them the correct internal terrain and support them with nutrient-dense foods and self-care. And I also learned that even if no one believes in your dreams or believes that they're possible, if you keep showing up for yourself, even if your hope wavers, you'll find a way. And when you do, you become evidence of what's possible for others. So please never give up on yourself. There's always solutions. And so with Beauty Within, we wanted to provide a space and an opportunity where we could come together as community to celebrate each other. So if anyone here is ready to give yourself a second chance, or you're ready to breathe abundance and joy and expansion into your body, into your life, and if anyone's tired of living for yesterday and ready to live for today, and give yourself permission to fully love yourself and to fully show up for life and shine, then I invite you into this experience. And what you'll receive is our nutrient-dense superfoods. We have an amazing kit. I recommend diving into a 90-day transformation, but it starts with 30 days of nourishing yourself. And these superfoods allow you to nourish and detoxify, improve digestion, improve your sleep, balance your mood. And Dave Sandoval is the amazing and brilliant formulator of these superfoods. And he worked with Dr. Bernard Jensen and Ann Wigmore and so many others to create these amazing formulations. And Dave Sandoval is working with the principles of bioregeneration. And bioregeneration is about honoring our body's own innate intelligence to transform, to thrive, and to regenerate. And so some of these principles include nourishing your body with nutrient-dense foods. I'm not sure, drop a 1 if you know how hard it is to access nutrient-dense foods. There's only 1% of our soils that are thriving and healthy. And so these superfoods are in the top 1% of nutrient density, quality, and purity. And that's why when I added them in my body, all the lights came on. And I was like, this is what I finally have been missing. And I was looking everywhere. I didn't know what I was missing, but I was trying all of these different things and I never felt satisfied. And so once I added these in, cravings went away and I just felt so nourished. And I started to eat 2/3 less food because I was like, wow, I feel so nourished. This is the first time I felt this nourished. So it's amazing what happens when you add nutrient-dense foods, whole foods, living foods. And all of these are not only grown organically and regeneratively in nutrient-dense soils, but they're also picked at peak ripeness, and they contain all other living enzymes. So you're receiving all of those benefits, all those alkaloids. And then also we're really supporting the process of detoxification and cleansing because you're adding in these living superfoods, these living juices, these whole fruits and veggies that alkalize your body and allow your body to let go of stagnant toxins that build up. And we all have toxins that get built up from our environment, from food, from lifestyle. And it also releases that stagnation and that buildup of emotional toxins that also lives in our lymphatic system. So when we get our body alkaline, we're able to release what's no longer serving us at the physical level and the emotional level. And that's a really powerful thing to do together, to transform together. Another principle of bioregeneration is restorative sleep. And so your kit comes with a tart cherry juice that you take before you go to bed, and that helps you to get into your deep REM sleep cycles. And when we sleep is when we regenerate. And that's also when, we release and let go of emotions that are not serving us. Like deep sleep serves us on so many levels, mentally and physically. We're going to be working on stress reduction. So chronic stress has such an impact on all of us, all of our bodies. It impacts our nervous system, our adrenal glands, our health, our well-being. And so by flooding our bodies with these nutrient-dense foods, we're working with adaptogenic herbs that replenish and restore the nervous system and support our adrenal glands, which helps for that emotional regulation. And the dark berry protein shake has amazing herbs in there as well that support your brain health and your nervous system and your endocrine system, all of which really promote that emotional regulation. So I'm excited for this. And we're going to have movement and exercise, which is also a component of this bioregeneration. So you get flooded with everything that you need. It's 100% whole foods, organic and regenerative, and it covers all of your vitamins and your minerals and your nutrients. And you have your amino acids, which are supporting your strength and your toning and your nervous system and your skin. You have all of the superfoods, which are promoting that cellular energy, which is really what supports that regeneration and gives us the energy to do what we want to do. And it's really affordable and easy to do, to incorporate in. So it gets shipped to your door. You're going to have the gut support as well. And it works out to be $6 for an organic meal. And it's hard to even get a coffee for $6. So it ends up saving you on your grocery bill. And you get 2 of these superfood meals a day. And you just get to flood your body. So it's going to save you so much time. It's easy for on the go. It's great and easy for traveling. But yeah, saves you time, saves you energy, and it's going to give your body everything it needs to thrive. And then what you'll also receive is our weekly accountability support. So we're going to have a weekly group That starts June 1st, where we get to come and share our stories and share what we're committing to ourselves for this week. So it's going to be an accountability container that allows us to show up for ourselves and for each other in the ways that we want to. And throughout that time, we're going to be adopting small daily, weekly habits that we can implement into our life to create, more thriving and connection. And so with this, we recommend that you sign up by May 25th, because we're going to be starting on June 1st collectively together. And if you have questions about it, please let us know. But connect back in with the person that invited you here, because they can give you a discount, they can answer any questions, and really get you set up for success based on what you need. And this is very much a customizable experience, depending on what your goals are. But I do recommend starting with our Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation plus Collagen Support Kit, because that's going to just give you everything that you need for thriving, whether it's cleaning up our lymphatic system, reducing inflammation, improving our sleep, replenishing us, because all of us are nutrient deficient at some level just because of the food system. And then this also supports that gut health for absorption. So thank you all for being here and taking the time to listen in. And I can't wait to dive into this program together, just because it's such a powerful experience and we really transform as a community. So Georgiana, was there anything else that you wanted to add in?
I really look forward to it. I think it's going to be such a powerful, beautiful container to work together on this. And it's just very exciting to not only work on nourishing our bodies, but also, add in some embodiment and movement. And the accountability sounds amazing. We all need that. And just looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your powerful sharing.
Thank you for being here and co-hosting. And yes, thanks to everyone for being here and showing up. And I look forward to hearing everyone's goals. Go ahead and put them in the chat if you want. And then do connect back in with the person that invited you, because they really deeply care about you. And I look forward to, diving in deeper in this conversation. Thank you all.